Can somebody come and save me? I just wanna know. I wanna know.
I could run through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red light. I could run through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red, conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red light. I could run through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red,
the music pumping. Here we go. We are in Russian Fishing 4, everyone. I'm excited about this. I really am. I mean, you can't say, oh, I don't like Russian Fishing 4 because you have to fish in Europe the whole time. No, because we're in the USA, baby, and we're playing live. I'm excited about this. Because none of this matters. I'll tell you exactly what happens. But first, let me say hi to everyone in the chat, I suppose. Curses here, Outdoor with George. I'm spazzing. They're spazzing out. Outdoorsman Kid, Mr. Man, Bryce, Little Liar, Donnie J, Bryce again, Rise, Donnie, GGQ, Happy Chap, Landon, Mr. Man, Stepco, Non-Template Edits, the BZ Hub Mom is here. Yeah. Oh, I guess you'll always be the BZ Hub Mom. Technically. You could be Bo Angle's mom if you want to. Fishaholic, how's it going? How's your week been so far? I'll explain. It was better until today. You love the UK. Aw. Well, you know, we're spending some time in the USA. Serbia, no, 2:35 a.m. Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. I remember everybody. It's my superpower. Let's give a big shout out to Bo and his 101,000 subscribers. Proud of my son. Big hugs. Oh, well, thank you. Easy Hub Mom. Goodness gracious. But anyway, I'm excited. None of this matters today. Essentially what happened today. I really wanted to get to level 11, record all of it leading up to level 11 before we did the live stream. I didn't want to hit level 11 during the live stream because then it would kind of ruin the whole beginner guide series. So I went from level 9 to level 11 because we went from level 7 to 9 in the video I put out today, as you probably saw. But essentially what happened was that this is so stupid. I went to film the outro and I looked up at my recording software and I had just restarted my computer like half hour before playing because I wanted to make sure like all of my processes were good to like record a nice video and all that sort of stuff. Well, my microphone requires a software in order to run, and when you restart the computer, that software needs to be manually turned on. I should just have it automatically turned. I really should. It should be part of my automatic turn-ons when I turn my computer on. But I didn't have it. And so I recorded all 42 minutes of going from level 9 to level 11 with no microphone. It's just me talking like this the whole time. And so 42 minutes of that wasn't fantastic. So yeah, I'm hoping that tomorrow I can get some RF4 devs to reset me back to level 9. Luckily I know some fairly well at this point. So they'll be able to help me out, I hope. It's a little guy starting us out. I do have a brand new lure on, and I am curious. Oh yeah, starting us off with a bass if we can get in here. Nice, starting us off with a 314 gram spotted bass. Nice, look at that model, man. That is nice. I'm telling you, the models in this game are just so good. So good. But yeah, we are using level 11 rod here. One thing I am curious about is that this reel is 2.7 kgs versus the starter reel is 3.2 kgs. So I'm curious, just for someone who is more of a veteran than me, I'm hoping you may be able to explain that. Is the quality of this reel just that much better that even though it has less drag, it is like the better option? Is something I'm curious about. Yeah. When will you do a real life fishing stream? I tried to do it in a real life fishing stream one time, and my phone overheated midstream and failed. About I don't know, probably 6 minutes in. I think the video is actually still on the channel. You could probably still find it. It's like creek fishing during lunch or something like that. So ever since then, I haven't attempted to live stream outside because especially in the Kansas heat and all that stuff, the equipment just overheats, and I haven't figured it out, nor have I wanted to try and figure it out. So one of these days, maybe when I have more time to figure out stuff like that. WVids, you love them? Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it, man. This was yesterday, I guess today when I was recording. This spot right here was fire. I was catching, I got a little record thing that told me like, you've caught more fish today than any other day. And I was just catching every single cast for like 16 straight casts. We were catching fish right here. So this spot might be exhausted right now. We might have to move along and try somewhere else, but yeah. Anybody know how much this game costs? It costs nothing. It's a free game. Free to play game. The catch is that it's only on PC. So if you have a PC, you can download this game for free and try it out. Let's try here. Cast into that 4.5 meter deep area, right? We might upgrade some of our skills as well. hoping we can get into some good fish. Starting off with a bass, that's not too bad. Done with your graphic design internship in about a week and a half. Hey, right on. Good timing, man, because I actually just got the Filmora seats figured out. So hopefully we can figure that out, my man, and get to editing. Fun stuff. PC I was talking about last stream, well, I'm probably gonna get it next week. Hey, top notch. That's great to hear. Is there a chance this game will come out on console? For all intents and purposes, no. When I discussed with them in the past whether it will ever come out on console, they essentially told me, like, they don't want to spend the time to put this game out on console when handheld consoles are catching up to PCs so fast. They genuinely think that in 5 years' time, handheld PCs like Steam Deck and stuff like that, or what is it, the Asus ROG something or other, like the handheld consoles that are essentially computers in a handheld form, like a Nintendo Switch, they will catch up with PCs and be able to play games like Russian Fishing 4 to the point where you shouldn't even, like, consoles just will not be a thing anymore. So yeah, so they said basically they're not going to spend any time trying to get this on console. So yeah, I wouldn't count on it. In fact, over the next 5 years, I would just be watching the whole handheld PC sort of market as things start to improve. You know, from when I first started playing PC games to now, graphic cards, like graphic processing cards and stuff like that, have improved like 3 or 4 times. Like, they're just so much better than they were over the past, I don't know, 7 years or something like that. So I completely believe it. I mean, those handheld like Steam Decks and stuff like that will be top notch here in a bit. What do we got, man? Big crappie? Oh! The other day, I actually really needed 2 of these. If I could have had 2 of these, I could have sold them for $34. But that is number 7 species, evidently. Top notch. So we've caught 7 species here at this location so far. But yeah, man, that is awesome. I had to take a screenshot of this guy. I don't have a screenshot of this one. Do I get a screenshot like this? Alright, top notch. Well, we'll keep this guy. 415 grams red ear sunfish. First red ear sunfish that I've caught. And when I have looked on the Discord for spots and stuff like that, they always mention the 4.5 meter deep hole. And I bet that is right where we were casting into, so. Or it could be over here, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Well, we will keep casting around here. And then when it comes to nighttime, we might do a little float fishing and stuff like that too. When's the next on Andri? I guess it's Andri, isn't it? When's the next Andri stream? Good question. I should message him and say, hey, wait, what you up to? People want to see you, Andri. Come on. Fish on, fish on. Haven't gotten into, oh, a little bit of tension there. Haven't gotten into a giant fish yet. But still time. There's still time. I was gonna say, are we even reeling this fish in? Maybe he was just staying in one spot because the tension wasn't like super high. Nice little white crappie. So far, red ear, white crappie, and spotted bass, right? Top notch. I'm just gonna keep on casting. I like to cast near logs and trees and stuff like that. So this is perfect spot right here. This game would be great on a handheld. Heck yeah, man. It might end up be around there. What gaming chair you use? I use the Razer Isker, I think. I got it on Facebook Marketplace for real cheap. I think $150. Brand new, I think these things are like $300, $350 or something like that. So when I found it for so cheap on Facebook Marketplace and like brand new looking, I was like taking it. And honestly, I love it. My last chair had like a really big seat. You know, I'm not super small, I guess. I'm 5'8", like 235 pounds. Like, I'm a fairly stocky guy. But that chair made me feel like a child sometimes. Yeah, I sat in it and I was like, felt like I was in like my dad's big chair when I was a kid. But this one, it almost cradles me. It like holds me and just whispers in my ear, "I love you." So I really do like this chair. However, I could imagine if you're over like 6 feet and you weigh also like 220 some pounds or something like that, like I could see where you might grow beyond like size that fits in this chair for me anyway. I could see it on the water surface. I could see it was like coming over to it. Now he's dragging us into that log over there. Wouldn't it be crazy if he managed to get us stuck in that log with a spinner rig? Ooh, listen to that. Isn't that one of the greatest sounds on Earth? Honestly. One of the greatest sounds on Earth, I think, is the clicking of a reel when it's pulling out line. First largemouth bass, baby! That's what I'm talking about! I knew getting this lure was gonna be the game changer. I had been using a 3? I want to say 3 or 4. Could have been 4. 4 centimeter spinnerbait. I mean, it's like that big. It's like 1.5 inches or something like that. Versus I switched to a 6 centimeter one, which, to give you a comparison, is about 2.25 inches. And we got our first largemouth bass, man. That's awesome. Oh, I'm excited about that. I have to take some screenshots real quick. Awesome. Well, we're gonna keep that guy. I'm curious how much that one's gonna be, man. He's a cool guy. Yeah, Andrew's a cool guy. Pike's still at 200. I've done a whole lap at this point. Oh, really? What speed are you using? What speed are we using? We're using 26 at the moment, looks like. I've been switching between 26 and 28 with the spinner baits because you do end up dragging along the bottom sometimes. But this seems to be working. During the stream, I went fishing at a roadside puddle and actually caught some fish. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. What all did you catch? What all did you catch? Why did they call it Crappie? How would they like it if their name was Crappie? They just call someone dummy. They call us dummies, actually. We call them Crappie. They call us dummies. It all balances out. Don't feel bad for them. It will ruin old used office chairs for you. Ugh. Finally got it in. Do you know what your graphics card is? Using free-to-play beginner series level 30. Well, top notch. That's a good size northern, man. Do I know what graphics card I'm using? I am using I want to say a and GTX something Founders Edition. You know what? Just give me a second. I think if I can just go about your PC. Let's see if it lists it off real quick. Graphics card. I'm using a GeForce GTX 1080 Founders Edition. So it's getting old, honestly. But it's served me well. It served me well for many years. Started my channel anyway, back in 2019. So I mean, it's been putting in the time, man. Certainly got my money's worth, I think, by this point. Nice catch. Caught my first Indy Marlin using your hotspot and while watching the stream. Must be a lucky I've heard this before. I've heard this before. I'm glad to hear that. Good deal. Well, a good catch, man. About to download this game. Wish you luck because my internet likes to play tricks on me. Oh, no. Well, yeah, give it a try. It's kind of fun. If you like RPG games where you kind of play the role of someone in a game, you know, I don't know. Elder Scrolls game, Fallout, even, I don't know, even like GTA or something like, I guess GTA really doesn't have like skill trees. Any game that has like skill trees where your character levels up and you get to choose a skill tree and everything. I mean, this game has skill trees. And if you enjoy fishing with spinning rods and stuff and you want increased accuracy and distance of 15% and be able to control that fish better, well then you just put a few points into that, my man. Casting distance and accuracy with a spinning reel, put a point into that. We use spinning reels a lot, might as well. And then all of a sudden, watch this, about to get an achievement right here. Boom, boom, a new achievement, wide sweep, 28-meter cast. And that is just because we literally just put those skill points into it right then and there. So you can see how immediate it is that you can put skill points into your character and immediately see an improvement on your casting accuracy, your casting distance. When you use lures, you're gonna catch more. Oh boy, that's jittery for me anyway. Is it jittery for anyone else? I couldn't even see who subscribed. What is that about? Now I got messages coming in. We might have to switch to float fishing because I seem to have better luck float fishing at night versus using lures. So let's get the old float rods out and find a good spot to throw these guys in. I'm just fishing with worms and honestly have been having pretty decent luck just throwing in worms. So let's toss this out there. We might need to decrease the float depth. That out there. This guy's definitely not going to go very far. And you know what always shocks me? Like, this is like a nice telestick rod and all that, and this is a freaking bamboo rod, and I swear this bamboo rod gets more bites than the other one. We'll stay here for a minute or two while I read the chat, and if we don't get any bites, we'll move. Mostly creek chubs. Caught a couple of small green sunfish and blue. Well, right on, that's cool. Creek chub. I don't think I've caught a chub in the United States. I caught a chub in England. 1080 still going strong, that's right. GTX4 Founders Edition. How are you? I know it's a Founders Edition. I know I like specifically seeked out the Founders Edition of the 1080. So when it came out, it was like a big upgrade for me. I spent half of my paycheck on it at the time. So yeah. How are you and the family? We're doing okay. Doing okay. We're getting messages like crazy. Well, thank you for sending me things. Unfortunately, like I said, god dang it, I hit shift 1 like in Fishing Planet and it didn't work. Like I said, none of this matters. Tomorrow, this account's gonna get reset to level 9. If you missed the whole story, essentially I recorded a video from level 9 to level 11. However, my microphone software was not on, so did not have a voice the entire 42 minutes. So anything you send me during this live stream, I'm not 100% certain that I'll have it. So I appreciate it. The Russian Fishing 4 community is fantastic. They send me free things through the messaging thing all the time, and I greatly appreciate it. But I don't want it to be for nothing. I don't want to accept it all, and then tomorrow I log in after it's reset, and I get nothing you sent me. So I appreciate it. So Big thank yous to everyone sending me stuff right. What's the biggest fish in the game? Oh golly. Swordfish maybe? Does someone else know? Someone who's played a little bit more? Bamboo fishing rod? Yeah, it's like a cane pole. It's just got a line. It's oh, you see that little gizzard shed? He's about to take that. He's about to take that, man. There we go. You know, catching fish is better than not catching fish. We could be standing around casting that freaking spinning rod for days. For hours, technically. And not getting anything. Yes, GeForce GTX 1080 Founders Edition. I don't know about the GTX 4. I don't know what that is. A Greenland shark at 3,000 kgs? Really? That's crazy. That's 3 tons. Ever think of playing Phasmophobia again? Yeah, maybe. Let's see. It wasn't last year. It was the year before, I think, right? People ruined Halloween YouTubing for me. You know, it's my favorite time of year, and for years we had the Halloween extravaganza, and it takes a lot of work to get those videos made ahead of time, to create all the graphics, and even when we had our rebrand to Bow Angles, and then I went through and rebranded all of the Bow Angles stuff Halloween themed, and then did all the Halloween videos and stuff, and tried to find spooky games that were you know, for the most part related to water and fish and stuff like that, as much as I could find, but mixed in some other stuff along the way. And then nobody watched them, and I was just like, wow, what a huge waste of time that was. so this last year, I don't even think we had a Halloween extravaganza, right? We just played games like normal. And same thing for gaming month. We used to have a gaming month every January, but people just didn't watch the videos. And as a content creator, it's such an interesting thing when people, they don't watch the videos for you. They watch the videos for the game. And if you don't post about that game that they like, they don't care. They don't watch it. And so it's such a blow to your ego that you're just like, man, these people actually like me. Oh, I'm popular. And then you post a video about finding ghosts or something instead of your usual fishing game, and all of a sudden you go from 6,000 views per video to 200, and you're like, wow, out of 80,000 people subscribed to me, 200 people watched a video. That's wild. So yeah, this last year we didn't do Halloween extravaganza, we didn't do gaming month, we just played fishing games. That's all people care about. How's my week been? My week's been okay, honestly. It's been a nice little week. Been working on stuff and been playing a little bit of Russian Fishing 4, and I got some big projects done. And I'm tearing up the gizzard shad. Gotta catch those gizzard shad. I hope I come back and there's a big cafe order for gizzard shad. What do we got right now? Look at all these fish that I've caught today. And a lot of those, I got spotted bass, I got smallmouth bass, all that stuff. That was all during that video. I caught a ton of bass, I caught a ton of bluegill, and then the microphone wasn't on the entire time. It was such a blow. God, it sucked. I don't know, Mr. Man. Either. It should be the same thing. There's not going to be two different types of graphics cards with GeForce first versus GTX first. It's got to be the same thing. Headed out on a 2-day tomorrow in Mexico from San Diego, looking for bluefin and yellowtails. Nice. That ought to be cool. on YouTube, and all people do is just screaming of the hunted getting killed. Yeah, well, I understand that. We had a few Phasmophobia videos. They were funny. I love the Phasmophobia videos. Maybe we should get Andrew to play the Phasmophobia videos with us. Do you do any carp fishing in real life? Absolutely. Love carp fishing. In fact, if you go on our channel and just scroll through it, you'll find our other channel, the MDO. And we have some carp fishing videos on that. I've got some secret carp stuff that I can't talk about right now, but someday I will be. Hopefully, you know, I was really hoping it would all be done by this year and I'd be able to tell you all about it, but the more time has gone on, it's not going to be done this year, so hopefully next year. Next year we can just start us all off with a bang and go, hey guys, I got some sick stuff. But yeah, for now, nothing. All right, let's throw this down. I think maybe this thing just casts too far sometimes. Versus this bamboo rod doesn't cast very far, so it just perfectly goes in the shallows where all the fish are. We'll see. If anything, maybe we just need to make that telestick deeper or something like that. Oh, well, thank you, fish. Love the streams. Because you're very chill when you talk, it makes me fall asleep. Hey, perfect. That's what I want. Just hit the like button before you fall asleep. Oh, that's why we did those bedtime fishing with Bo episodes, though. People said they enjoyed watching me, you know, play the fishing games and stuff like that and falling asleep. So it's nice. It's nice, I guess. I'm fine with that. Catch every fish at San Joaquin. While I was targeting red ear, I got 4 pounds unique red ear. Wow, nice. Derek Malovich is in the house. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I wish you'd catch more fish. I'm looking for them. I'm searching. You see me out here searching, Derek? I have another place we could go. It's kind of a long walk from here, but if we're not catching fish, then what's the point? Might as well go on a long walk, right? Let's go. This is my house, by the way. See this nicely manicured lawn? That's right. That's the work I do. I feel like there should be some deer out in that field or something like that. So we're gonna run around this lake. There's probably some other decent spots around here. Location shattered tree. Tree is shattered. Somewhere around here there's a shattered tree. But yeah. See you there. Use them legs. That's a nice house. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I do what I can. I do what I can. That's a little far. This could be a decent spot though, next to that tree, for some bass fishing. We'll just have to try that later. We're running. This could be okay. We'll try it. We'll try it. That's what I was wanting right there next to that log, man. Next to that log, man. See that log man over there? See which one gets a bite first. The one that's perfectly placed by that log, or this one that's in the shallows. Doesn't look like it'll catch anything. The 10 series with the exception of the 16 series. Yeah, I know they switched to RTX. What was it that they did? Some big upgrade to their cards and they switched from GTX to RTX. I can't remember what it was called. Like maybe ray tracing or something like that. They made it sound like they made a big upgrade to graphics cards, and after that point they switched to RTX. Did you get that pole off Temu? I got this pole. It was out in my backyard. I just put some tape around right there and called her good. Can you make a bedtime bow Maldives? Oh, Maldives would actually be a pretty good like location because of all the nighttime fishing. I could see that, Harper, for sure. Well, this spot's not turning out any results, is it? Gave it the old 2 minutes there. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't counting. Do you catch and release or keep what you catch? Depends, but mostly catch and release. Unless I'm like, sometimes I get annoyed with fish. Like if I'm carp fishing and catch a bunch of bullhead, I'll start keeping them just because I'm sick of them. and if there's less in the lake, then they won't go after my carp bait. That's my reasoning behind that. This is where we were having some decent luck the other day that we might need to increase this a bit. Oh. Bamboo one's gonna get a bite first. I can just bet. Looks like one of them scary dinosaur games. It is pretty spooky out here. If I turn this flashlight off, it's like, oh, it's pretty light out actually. Usually it's like pitch black, but no, it must have a good moon. Good moon right now. Implement an ice fishing map and some ice fishing gear in the future. Where the lakes are frozen a third of the year. Ah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of games just really aren't real big on ice fishing. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You don't need to give me a shout out. I'm good. I would appreciate it if you did, though. I understand. You know, I get a lot of. Oh man, I was reading and I missed it. Get a bite. I get asked by people to have shout outs all the time, and I'll tell you what. The easiest way to get a shout out is to buy the memberships, and then you get mentioned at the end of every single video. But no, I mean, you can imagine if you have 100,000 people, how many people ask you for shit. Oh, we got one on each. Got one on each. Oh, big warmouth too. Big warmouth, 644 XP on that guy. We missed the other one, unfortunately. What's my favorite non-fishing game? Oh golly, it switches. It switches. I'll tell you my favorite, like, what am I trying to think? All I can think of is the word founder, and I know that's not the right word. Let me describe it. Maybe one of you guys will think of it. Or maybe I'll think of it while I'm describing it. But essentially, it's like collection of games, like by the same maker, based off the same theme. So, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, that sort of thing. So yeah, I love the Fallout games. I love Elder Scrolls games. I grew up playing those games anyway, so Morrowind to Oblivion to Skyrim. I was there midnight Skyrim release. Yeah, and the same thing with the Fallout games and stuff like that. So yeah, those games hold a special place in my heart. I don't like play them all the time. Lately, I've been playing 2 Point Museum in my downtime. So that's been kind of fun. Ever try Skyrim Together? Is that like a mod that allows you to play co-op or something like that? If so, no. 4.5 hole is a hot spot right now. I might need to rent the boat. I have heard this. Yeah. I actually made a reference to that earlier ago when we caught a fish out of there. I think we caught a red ear sunfish, and it was out of there. This guy caught that guy out of there. I need an option to be able to see the full fish without any text over it. You know, uninhibited. What I want. Let's see if we can get a perfect cast without getting snagged in that branch or tree thing. Dragging. Super shallow in here, but I was catching a ton of crappie, gizzard shad with the little spinners and stuff like that. If you're low level, come in here and throw a small spinner and you'll catch a ton of little crappie and bluegill and stuff, gizzard shad out of this spot. In fact, the video I put out today actually was in this spot for the most part, so see how many fish I caught. Alright, well, we ran all the way over here. Throw it down, throw it down. Of course. God, if I can get mad about anything, it's so much harder to switch rods in this game. It's just fishing. And I guess that's just a trade-off with being able to place rods wherever you want in this game. But man, it's annoying. I've lost so many fish like that have taken my float, and I'm like trying to put rods down or put them just anywhere. Like if I was in real life, I would just throw it on the ground and then just be like, oh, I've got a bite, and just toss my rod down and pick it up. But no, I have to scramble around looking for a free area to put it down, and then by that time the fish is gone. Good mix for cloudy weather. You know, I haven't found a good mix for cloudy weather, to be completely honest. I do know they seem to like savory things. So I tend to use like shellfish or like krill flavored pop-ups and whatnot. That seems to work. But as far as like a blend or a brown bait to use, man, got off. So it was so long. He was so far out there. I don't know what to tell you. We were just slowly bringing him in here. Best way to reel is at 30 speed, gold shift, rotate once, pause, rotate one, etc. Okay, I'll have to give it a try. I just increased to 28 speed right before you said that, so that's kind of fun. It's something over there. Big bluegill by the looks of it. No, it's not. White crappie maybe, or white bass. I feel like I actually haven't caught one of these in a little bit. Nice. My first little white bass I've caught in a little bit. I feel like my cast is too much now. Casting too far. Probably throwing too big of a lure to really do much in this shallow one. Not too big, honestly. It's 2 inches. That's pretty small for a spinner bit. RF4 is free. Okay. Well, that's fine too. I use the bottom rods in our video too, so that should work fine. You're gonna buy it? I don't think you have to buy it. You just gotta download it. Gotta get into some deeper water. I think that's gonna make the difference. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier to catch them during in the sunlight. A lot easier to catch in the sun versus the cloudy days, you know. Find some deeper water. I mean, this spot right here looks like it should be good, but I really do not have good luck here. Maybe there's something specific, or maybe it's just not the right day for it or something, but man, I am yet to have a good day fishing in this little part of the lake. No, slow in both. Got a big fish on while typing? Oh man. Smaller fish, but we got him. We got another white bass. The white bass are on today. Right on. I didn't take a good good screenshot of this guy the last time I caught one. Yeah, I would agree with most of that. The Fishing Planet, like the best lures and stuff in Fishing Planet, you can only get by playing the game. You can't buy it. So, and most of the DLC rods and stuff in Fishing Planet, like, there's better rods just to buy with money in the game. So, I wouldn't say that it's like a pay-to-play, or, you know, a pay-to-win sort of game, because it's just, it's not, to be cool. You have to play it. Another decent one. Another decent white bass. 639 grams, that one. Top notch. Found a decent white bass spot. RS4 or RF4 or Fishing Planet. Well, I play both of them. So, I mean, that's what I would recommend. Play both of them. Do you like ice cream? Do you like cake? Do you like ice cream and cake? Because I would rather have ice cream and cake. Thinking about buying one of the DLCs, but you don't know which one to get. Well, what level are you? Let's ask that. Bahamas or Japan? Bought the ocean bag on level 58 now in 3 days. The fish and RF4 changed. They like different lures. Yeah, but you kind of ruined the game. Like, and I tell this all the time because I literally made a video called Don't Buy DLCs. So to get into Fishing Planet and buy a DLC, like, that's essentially like playing Skyrim and buying a DLC for Daedric armor. Like, if you get Daedric armor from day one, then you kind of ruin the point of the game. Like, you don't have anything to look forward to. You know what I mean? So it annoys me that they sell those DLCs for one thing, because people who just don't understand this concept will just ruin the game for themselves, in my opinion. But, you know, what can you do? I usually tell people, do not buy DLC in Fishing Planet until you're over level 54. Once you get past level 54, you can consider buying a DLC. But up till that point, do not buy one. You will ruin the game. Yeah, I know you want to fish in the open sea, but, you know, you're not a high enough level yet, so you gotta continue working. When I first started playing Fishing Planet, you know where I wanted to fish? Blue Crab Island. You know where I couldn't fish? Blue Crab Island. That was the highest place when I first started playing. and I couldn't fish there, you know? Because I wasn't a high enough level. So you just have to deal with what you have to deal. See if we can get something out of this 4.5 meter deep little hole here. I think we should be able to sell some of these and get a feeder rod if we want to. We can start seeing if we're gonna catch catfish or drum or something like that. We'll just have to see. Is there salt water in RF4? There is. Yeah, I mean, I could say the same thing. Oh, Skyrim, they said it takes 18 hours to get to Skyrim, but I work all day. I work all week. I don't have time to take all that time to get all those dragon souls and get all that armor and stuff. I'd rather just buy the Daedric armor and get to the end of the game. Like, that's not how RPGs work. You're not supposed to get to the end of the game by buying a pack. You know, you're ruining the role-playing experience. You're just being born into a wealthy family at that point in the role-playing world. Having nothing to look forward to has less of a bite in Fishing Planet than other games. Yeah, but I mean, there's tons of fishing games out there. There's only Fishing Planet and Russian Fishing 4. You know, if you just want to fish, then go play one of the other dozen games that doesn't have a role-playing aspect. Go play Fishing Sim World Pro Tour. I mean, you can fish all over the world and just fish and not have to worry about leveling up and all that sort of stuff. But if you're gonna play a game that specifically has a role-playing experience where you get to level up from a new angler all the way to an expert angler and experience that sort of roller coaster all the way through of unlocking new maps and new equipment, new fish to fish for, and working hard and all that sort of stuff, that's what Russian Fishing 4 and Fishing Planet does well. It gives you that opportunity to experience that whole journey, that story. But if you're just gonna skip to the last chapter, it's kind of stupid. that's I think you're missing the whole point of the game. Bassmaster game good. It's good if you like bass. You enjoy the Bassmaster show, might enjoy it. Get anything to go after it. We'll see how much it is to rent a boat. I really don't have a lot of money, so we might not be able to afford it. But if we are gonna get reset tomorrow, then there's no point. Might as well try new things. Maybe we'll get in that boat and then be like, oh my gosh. Do I like bass fishing? It's not like my favorite. I'll go bass fishing if people invite me. But I don't really do bass fishing on my own time. Pretty mediocre morning, honestly. I don't know if it's the chartreuse I'm using. I was using a white one before, and it was doing quite well. You'd think the chartreuse would be pretty good. Maybe I'll switch to the white and see if it does any better. Guides and groups will vastly improve your gameplay experience. Yeah. Well, that's why when I was doing like the video and stuff like that, like I was like looking at where people were fishing on the Discord. So yeah, for sure. What's my PB carp in real life? It doesn't stack up well to any like European carp or anything like that, but at the moment, oh man, had one come on at the very end there. At the moment, I'm at 16 and a half. But I've obviously been, I can make it, I guess I could add as many excuses as I want. I've had change in priorities over the years where some people may have just fished for carp, you know, for the past few years and stuff like that. I've been working on 2 YouTube channels. I've been building a business. I've been traveling to England, to Taiwan, to, you know, to South America and all these other places. So it's kind of been a journey, I guess. Is this what I think it is? If it is, that is crazy. That is what I thought it was. That is crazy. That is our first butterfly peacock bass. Top notch. Ah. Oh man, I have caught every type of bass out of this lake, I think. Got smallmouth, spotted, largemouth, and now the butterfly peacock. That is awesome, man. 4,000 XP for one fish. And that is what's so crazy about Russian Fishing 4 is that people tell me all the time, like, oh, I just don't know where to go to get more XP and all this sort of stuff. Like, you don't need to go anywhere. You just got to use the right lures and fish in the right area. And, you know, a spotted bass of this same size would have given you, I don't know, even me with the happy hour bonus and premium stuff might have given me 800 XP or something like that. But this is 4,000 XP just because it's a more rare fish. You know, you do a little bit more fishing and you get into more rare fish and all of a sudden get that boost of XP you've been looking for. So, very cool. Oh, and I released him. Didn't mean to click on that, but okay. Guess it really doesn't matter. This is all going to be gone tomorrow anyway. Got a 9-pound flathead on a spoon before in real life. That's cool. You didn't like much of the sound of the RF4. What does that mean? Did you get that 100-pounder carp and fish? I did not, unfortunately. Just put out a $100 bounty on blackhead carp with a cap of 10 per month. Yeah, it's black carp, right? It's essentially like a grass carp, but it's black. So yeah, I can understand that. What is that? Is that Arkansas or Missouri? I can't remember. Yeah. Now, when we speak about carp fishing, we're mostly talking about common carp, which were put into the United States in the late 1800s. I think like they were put into the United States within 20 years of when pheasants. So I mean, carp and pheasants were added to the United States like within 20 years of each other. That's how long common carp have been in the U.S. So yeah, I mean, they've been a pretty stable food source for Americans for a long time. And so common carp have mutated quite a bit over the years. You know, we can find mirror carp and stuff like that, and mottled and glitter carps and so, you know, all sorts of different variations and mutations and stuff on the common carp. So it's pretty cool. If you want to give it a try and see what you can catch, you know, you go out fishing for bass, you know, they may change in size, but that's about it. Every once in a while, you'll see a little picture of someone that's caught a golden bass or something like that, but not very often. Versus with carp, you might catch a mirror carp next time you're out. You never know. Nice size white crappie. That's awesome. Toss out that's wet. Well, this spot's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, the last two videos we've put out, we've had the RF4 Discord link in the description. I think I've referenced the RF4 Discord in both videos, so definitely. Gotta go to bed. Please make bedtime with Poe in the Maldives. Alright, take care. There's a fish. Crappie, man. Crappie. Bass and crappie. That's what I was thinking we were gonna catch. So good deal. Good deal. Have I thought about getting a boat onto the fish? I don't know how much the boat is. But yeah, once I get over there, I've been slowly making my way over to the boat ramp. the boat ramp. The boat dock, or whatever you want to call it. Rental boat station. Buffalo head carp. Yeah, buffalo aren't carp. Buffalo are just buffalo. People call buffalo carp all the time, and it drives me nuts. There's smallmouth buffalo, big mouth buffalo, but that is like, you know how there's like common carp and mirror carp and leather carp. It's the same thing with buffalo. Big mouth buffalo, smallmouth buffalo. The buffalo is like carp is, or like that's the type of fish it is. It's buffalo. And then the type of buffalo comes before that, precedes it. Let's see how much the boat is. Oh, it's actually pretty cheap. Okay. Top notch. Yeah, let's get a 1 day. Try it out. Run to this dock. This is how the Titanic felt. Greetings from Romania. Hello, hello. You heard the bushes in the middle? Like, it's pretty good, really. The ticket's pretty cheap. Yeah, it seems pretty cheap. Here we go. Bushes in the middle of the lake. You can troll. Well, while we're getting over there, yeah, let's do that. We'll troll the spinnerbait. I've never done that before. I'm not doing troll. Oh, I guess I could do. Guess there's not a huge hurt. It'll be dark before we know it, though. Love your videos. Thank you, thank you. Look like a dang carp. Yeah, well, I mean, it is like the Native American version of a carp. That's why carp, like, you know, common carp themselves have been able to become naturalized in the United States because we have a very common fish to common carp. So, like, in waterways where there were buffalo, common carp were able to adapt to that whole kind of ecosystem and fit in pretty naturally because we already had buffalo. So, in places where there are a lot of common carp, pretty much is what is happening is that they're replacing the buffalo in that. Where native buffalo would have been more prevalent, common carp have kind of filled in that gap. And there might just be areas where there weren't any buffalo, but the common carp have just done well because they're honestly just a kind of bulletproof fish. They breed pretty quickly. They get to a certain size where other fish have trouble eating them. Yeah, we are like the main predator of the common carp, so feel free to keep them. They are a good eating fish. We have a video on the MDO eating some carp, and the honestly the best eating ones are like right around a foot in size, like 14 inches and shorter. Make pretty darn good eating carp because the bones are small and you can just pretty much eat it for the most part. This is not working out very well. I think I'm gonna give up on my spinnerbait trolling. Snagging paddlefish near the North Dakota border, very nice. Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, there's Meat Eater has an episode called Pardon My Plate, where they also cook up a carp. So if you do want to watch Meat Eater talk about carp instead of me, feel free. Feel free to check it out. You're saying the weeds, huh? Smoked carp is the best. I've never had smoke. I don't have a smoker, unfortunately. But maybe one of these days I'll get one and have to try it out. Yeah. No, carp, at least common carp, are considered a naturalized species, much like pheasants. Pheasants aren't native to the United States either, but they've been here for so long, and they've been able to adapt to, you know, where we would usually have grouse, you know, prairie chickens or, you know, or grouse species. Like pheasants have fit into that gap pretty easily. So. Finger licking. Yeah, no, carp are a very good eating fish. They have a lot of fat content. You know, they can survive in pretty cold water. So they have a lot of fat content in their meat. So compared to a lot of other whitefish, I guess their meat's pretty red. I honestly thought that their meat was pretty similar to a paddlefish. When I cut open a paddlefish, it looked a lot, I guess, very similar to a carp, without the bones, I guess. All right, we're gonna stand up here and just cast straight into this. Turn off the engine. How many buttons? The buttons. It's too far. Tons of people waiting in water, shoulder to shoulder. Oh man, That doesn't sound fun at all. Oh yeah, they have some nice koi in there or something like that. You know, I don't know. I suppose we could go to Balea River. I've kind of just been enjoying Balea Lake and seeing if we could get into some larger fish now that we have the level 11 rod, you know. But got into some larger bass, but not quite anything that amazing. As you go after larger fish, the bite rate kind of goes down. Yeah. I guess if anything, we could open up the Discord and see where other people are. Let's try it. Whoa. I'll show you. What you gotta do here. What you gotta do. So, if we go into the RF4 Discord, you can go down to spot sharing and click on the location that you're looking for if you go used to it. But yeah, you can go to Elk Lake, for instance, and then you can see people will show like notice even after 5-10 seconds of hitting the water, didn't give him enough time to fare, started around 4:30 in game up until noon. This was yesterday's attempt. You can see all the fish that they caught. Nice size bass there, and even, ooh, very epic one right there. So then we can see kind of where they were fishing, I guess. Usually you can scroll up and find their name again and figure out the coordinates of where they were, but I guess not. I got a jig step there. We of course don't have jigs, so we can't use the jig step. We don't have wobblers and stuff, so we can't use that. You kind of just have to scroll through till you can find stuff. Once we get jigging, we can start using these soft plastic craws and whatnot, but we don't have jigs right now, so we can't. A lot of jigs at the moment. Top water lure there. Thought with peacocks is dead now, but yeah, it just changes daily, honestly. This guy got 106,000 XP on one spotted gar. So yeah, I mean, you can always just scroll through here whenever you're fishing a certain area and see where they're biting, I guess, you know. Not really doing us much good at the moment. They're all using lures we don't have. Got a tame-in on the same rod we were using before. Oh my goodness. You got walleye big in Ohio. I know, I've fished on Lake Erie, man. We filmed like an episode for the Great Lakes Fishery Commission, fishing with Ross Robertson out there on Lake Erie. That was fun. That was with one of the guys from Meat Eater. It was an editor for Meat Eater, I guess. Luke Sports, how's it going? Been so long since you watched a stream. Yeah, where have you been? We've been worried sick. Had the search parties out. Catch one every other year through the ice. See, that's interesting. I wondered if you would catch them through the ice, so that's cool. Well, we had a fish, but he got off. That's stink. 2018 spinner is a pretty good lure. Okay, right on. What's up, JSMS? Hello, hello. Big CD, hi. You can jig step spoon lure, so we don't even have spoons at the moment, so we can't do that either. We our skill is at 13.7, so we're just a few fish away from 15% and unlocking spoons. Yeah. Standard accuracy good for XP and money? I don't necessarily think so. I would say just kind of, for the most part, follow along with the Essential Beginner series. That should help put you on the right path. Do one more cast here, and then I think we're gonna change spots. Even though our time for fishing is running out. Usually, I seem to think that the morning fishing is better for casting and whatnot. You've been building fishing rods, huh? That's pretty cool. Did you post the one with the shark tooth in it? Can't recall. I know I saw that somewhere. Did you post that? Is that the 4.5 meter hole? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Right on, Coiner. All right. I don't know why we're changing locations, so it's not really help. Yeah, I saw someone post a video that was like, do this instead of the sturgeon grind, and it was like silver and big head carp, and I was just like, there is no way that you would make more money in XP from silver and big head carp over the sturgeon grind. Like, it's just, I just didn't think it was possible. And I meant to like go out and test it, do like 10 minutes fishing for silver and big head versus 10 minutes fishing for sturgeon and compare the results, but I just never did. I'm working on a striper surf rod right now. I can't wait to get it finished. I'll post that one in the Discord. Hey, right on. Sounds good. Pretty boat. Handmade. Wood ribs and all that. Oh, really? Okay. He's got a big mustache, right? Maybe you need to have a big old mustache. Go there when I get bored of sturgeon. Right. There you go. There you go. Take a vacation. So we're moving to the opposite side of the lake now. I'm hoping that maybe we'll find some luck. Oh, there's some sticks right there. If I had a little crappie jig, I'd drop it right in there. But alas, I don't. All right. He did turn off the engine. I'm gonna cast down this strip here. One of the best mustache. Watch the streams, but I've been kind of busy. Hey, I understand. What have we been up to? All sorts of stuff, dude. All sorts of stuff. I've got stuff I've done that I haven't been able to work on and show everyone, and I've got stuff I've been working on that I can't show people. And then I've got the few videos that I have posted. You can't compete. I can't compete either. Oh, I just don't. I don't like long mustaches. At some point, once they get like close to my lips, I get I don't like it. And shockingly, you know, sometimes like, you know, women, they like men that remind them of their dads and stuff like that if they're close to their fathers. My father-in-law, Ranger Neil, who you've seen in videos maybe, he has big old mustache. And honestly, my wife could care less if I have a mustache. Maybe it reminds her of her dad too much, but I don't know. So, I think I'm okay. I have a small mustache. It works for me. Searching for a hit spot at the moment. Give me a minute, I'll find it. Due far, the first open spot to the right of the starting dock was kind of hot. First hot spot so far is first open spot to the right of the starting dock. See if I can get this turned back on. There we go, it's running good now. First time it ran, it was so slow, I just turned it off because I was like, that's not good. Mount Coiner, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, my man. We should get a bottom rod. I think the bottom rod will give us something to do at nighttime. I think we have enough money for a bottom rod too. Grow the handlebar mustache. My like little pieces right here, I don't know what to call them. The little ends of my mustache that connect with my beard. They don't get like big. They like come to a point. Like I could twist them into a little curly Q. And so I couldn't pull off a nice handlebar mustache. Not like a good Harley guy or something. Glad you could make it, right, Kate? I'm glad you could make it too. And legendary fishing is here too. This is turning into a great night. All right, we're moving. We're gonna go back to shore. Catfish for that 149 set will be too big. You know, honestly, I think if it's a small catfish, it might be okay. We had quite a tussle with that first catfish we caught on this spinner rod. Let's throw on like a size 6 or something like that, maybe. I don't even know if we'll have enough money. Let's go check the cafe. We'll make some bucks. We would have to do a Tony Stark mustache. Yeah, okay. Old Tony Stark. People will think I'm totally normal if I have a Tony Stark mustache. They'll be pointing at me going, this guy thinks he's Tony Stark. See? What a loser. See? Just don't have enough of darn near anything. Just don't have enough of darn near anything. I was about to say, oh, it's 5. I'm gonna say we might have enough white bass, but we don't. He was able to grow his mustache in a cave. We can sell everything for $48.59. That one largemouth bass was $3. That doesn't seem enough for that. I had bluegill that weighed 0.5 and they were $3.50 or something like that. People were more willing to buy a 1 pound bluegill than a 1 pound largemouth bass. Oh, okay. Well, that'll at least allow us to buy that bottom rod. I haven't been able to create a channel. Oh my goodness. Well, you're here now. Aquatic shenanigans tonight, huh? Okay, I see. Let's see. We're gonna get into some kits. I'm curious what the Float Fishing Starter Plus is, for instance, just for kicks. So float fishing, 10-pound line. Okay, that's interesting. And it is 6 meters long versus our other one. Wonder is how much. So feeder fishing. Start that guy. Then we're also going to buy some hooks. Let's see. This is a 1.5 star hook versus 3.5 stars. Let's see. I'm thinking about buying. Let's do an 8. How about that? That seems okay. Let's give it a go. Shall we? We got our first bottom rod, the Comfort FD 360 or something like that. Yep, 360. I'm gonna switch this out with a size 8. Gonna throw on just some worms, maybe. See what it does. Got 10-pound line on there. You would think that that would be fine. All right, go give her a go. Let's go give her a go. You can upgrade the reel in the workshop to make it better? Really? I don't even know where the workshop is. I don't think I've ever tried upgrading a reel before. Go look. Might learn me something new here. And replace the line guide. That's interesting. Couldn't adjust the reels. Maybe I didn't get it. Change the gear ratio on Winding Rivulet. Interesting, okay. Have I ever been to ICAST? No. I've got things I'm working on that I hope that when I finished it I would go to ICAST, but I haven't finished it yet, so I'm not going. It's the simplest way to say. Into that 2-meter water there. See if it does any good, I guess. Gonna throw this. Just throw that down there, I guess. We'll throw this over here. Just have rods everywhere while we wait. This is nighttime fishing at its finest. All right, so if half the chat could watch this left bobber, and I'll watch this right bobber, we'll just fish like that. Feel that end to be a little bit tighter, maybe. The Winding Rivulet workshop is the cheapest one. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Aluminum adjustable swim bait that someone made for ICAST, and it's like the size of your hand. With it being aluminum, I would assume it's too heavy, but I don't know. It is interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. We used, I would go get it, but I swear in the time that I go get it, we're going to have a bite. You just wait. Here's my tackle box that I took to the Amazon. I haven't used this in a while. Oh. I don't even have here. There. Boom. Little bit of both. Little bit of both action here. All right, so still gonna watch all the floats and everything like that, but so I got a lot of big top water like that for peacock bass and everything. That was fun. But what I was gonna show you, these guys. These aren't aluminum, like the full body's not aluminum, but a good good, like all of this up here is all metal, and it sinks, and we actually used it for jigging. Oh man, I just saw it go. Missed a fish. But yeah, so this sinks, and we were fishing this thing like in deep holes for catfish, but I mean, pretty much from right here all the way over here is like all metal, and it sinks. So I'm trying to picture your like full aluminum lure, and I bet it does sink, but there's definitely going to be applications for it, for sure. How many feet of water were you? You know, I don't know for sure because I never had like anything that told me what the depth was. We were literally in like a canoe, essentially. But what I can tell you is that you would drop it down, and it could possibly be like 30 or 40 feet, maybe, because you could feel it go down, and your line would all come out. And the piranhas, like, they were above the bottom to stay away from the catfish, but at the same time, they weren't necessarily all the way at the top either. They were just below the water surface, but then above the bottom. And so anytime you dropped bait down, the piranhas like had like 4 or 5 seconds where it was kind of going through their area, and they would like swarm at your bait as it was going through that area. White crappie, we caught a fish at night. Good deal. Casting lures at night is just so like nothing goes for it. Oh, I was gonna say I'm not sure. Had tension there for a second, and then it completely gave up. You adjust the joint of the swim bait and it has different action. Nice. How many feet of water you can jig step the lure you're using, you think? I tried. Anyway, it didn't seem to work. I tried anyway. It didn't seem to work. I mean, we can try it right now. Oh, I can't use more than 3 rods at the same time. Which rod is least likely to get a bite? I don't. Probably the bottom rod. But yeah, so as far as I remember, for a jig step, you need retrieval speed around 35, I thought. It needed to sink down to the bottom. And then you do 1 retrieve. Right? Letting it hit the bottom, and then you jump it up at a high speed. I thought this was the retrieve for a jig step anyway. But it doesn't seem to be popping up. Use like 20, that doesn't even make any sense. Slower speed. I don't think that's right. Because if it's a slower speed, it's not going to be fast enough to get it up off the bottom. You're just going to be dragging it along the bottom. Hold shift, huh? It's definitely faster than before, but it's still, I just don't think that the spinner bait. Yeah. The only one I've been able to actually get to work is the speed up. Yeah, see? Got the speed up to pop up for a second there. So I think I think the speed up's really the only one that you can get a spinner or a spinner bait to do. You get any Nile perch? The Nile perch are in the Nile in Africa. Would they bite your line leader? I would think piranhas would break the line. Yeah, no, absolutely. They so essentially did it catch any arapaima? Yeah, we also caught I caught 2 arapaima. One was kind of a baby. It was probably, I don't know, around 60 inches or something like that, around 5 feet. And then the other one was quite a bit bigger. It's actually in the picture frame behind me. But yeah, the piranhas would bite your leader. And what we were fishing with was essentially like we had like 12 to 14 inches of wire leader that our hook was attached to, so that if they did come and try to bite at it, they would just bite the wire. However, attached onto that was like a monofilament shock leader to stretch a little bit. And no matter what, even though like there was like 14 to 16 inches between the hook and the bait and that freaking monofilament shock leader, like this much space between the two, they would somehow find a way to nick that shock leader and break us off. And it was so annoying. You'd be fishing down there in the rocks, waiting for a catfish to bite, and the next thing you know, the whole, just all the weight just snaps and your line broke. It was honestly, the catfishing on like the down in South America was one of the most frustrating experiences I've ever had. It was just annoying. We went through so many leads, and they told us not to bring fishing leads because it would add weight onto your suitcases and stuff like that. But I think that was just a way to make money, because we must have gone, I must have paid over $40 to $60 on fishing leads on that trip. It was crazy. Okay. Hey, fish! We must be getting into the morning. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. Might lose this fish before we are able to get him close. What we got? Got a white crappie? Maybe? Or a small black crappie. Oh, good size white crappie. Right on. That is going to take us to level 12. Ayo. The top notch. And we are getting closer and closer. We just have like, what do we got? 4 more fish to catch, essentially. Something like that anyway. Maybe 6 more fish. 6 more fish to catch, and then we will have our ability to use spoons. We already have a spoon, so then we'll be able to jig step that puppy on the bottom. You can definitely jig step that. Well, we just tried, Sophie, so I don't know what to tell you. Throw it down. Throw it. Oh, we missed it. Okay. You are too slow. Need to be quicker than that. Little white bass. Well, we're doing okay over here. Getting into some pretty decent fish. Fishing in this 2 meters of water. I think I'm gonna reel in this tail stick because it's driving me nuts catching fish and then not being able to reel them in afterwards. Are you getting confused with a bass jig? It has a skirt too. And you could probably jig step that. I'll be fishing rock or somewhere with rough cover or blues, but it's common to lose lures. To them, it's just how it is. Yeah. Rough, man. All those rocks and stuff like that. They have rocks and then the piranhas on top of that, and it's definitely rough fishing. Sure. The ghost jig step, because you don't actually get the little jig step label. Ooh. This game only on PC? It is. Yep, it is. Well, let's try a little ghost jig step then. Let's let it sink down to the. Oh, couldn't even let it sink down to the bottom because we already had one on. Maybe we have a good sized fish on. Just gonna strip us for all the line we have. Guy just took it as it hit the water. Carefully moving towards it. Know from experience that it's very easy to lose fish as you're walking towards them, so I don't know. Oh, it actually came up to the water. Came up to the top of the water there. Sure is making a joke of 6 pounds of drag, though. No, he got off. What a dirty dog. God, I got so excited. I thought we had him on there for good. Oh, it's annoying. Could have been. Who knows? We'll never know. Because he got off. I do get annoyed with those random drops in Russian Fishing 4 where there's like nothing apparent that you did wrong that would amount to it getting off. It's just annoying to me. Yeah. That was a spinning rod. Maybe, but you shouldn't be able to upgrade the hook on a spinnerbait. There's a good sized spotted bass. So, I mean, golly, man. This guy's near 2 pounds. So that fish that we had on, what do you think, man? It had to be like 4, maybe 2 kgs, 3 kgs? I'm not sure. Like, we pulled this guy in fairly easy, and he's nearly a kg. Ugh. What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? He just retired. Fighting days are over. I need a hookup button that I can hit with one hand. So far, this little 2-meter zone hasn't been too bad for catching fish. What we got? Another white bass, it looks like. F's in the chat. He was about to go 6 feet on his last song. 6 feet on his last song. I don't think I've heard that before. What's that mean? 6 feet on his last song. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking. That's the song I think of. Is that what you're referring to? Is the same like metaphor from that song? 6 feet under. About to die. Do I like this game more than Fishing Planet? You know, I like the comparison that it's like comparing cake and ice cream. If I had to choose between only cake for the rest of my life or only ice cream for the rest of my life, I'd rather just not answer. I'd rather go, "You're crazy, man," and then just run away. I like cake and ice cream. I'm gonna start a poll here. I know you're all itching to say you like ice cream more than cake or cake more than ice cream, but I'm gonna put a poll in. And then you all can vote. Because I'm curious now. Seems to be a little bit more put together. Their game's called Russian Fishing 4. And they have a US map. What part of put together is that? It doesn't even make sense. You just got a 1.8 kg hybrid strike battery. Very nice. I knew they were white bass. I knew they were striped bass. I didn't know they were hybrids, though. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Honestly, you guys, I did not know you were talking about Ozzy this entire time. I completely skipped your question, or your question, Happy Cheese Pizza, about Ozzy dying. And so from he just retired onwards, I honestly thought you were talking about that fish that got off. And I was just thinking, he got off the hook. So he must have retired. he's done with his fighting days. Like, in a way, it made sense in my mind, and I was like, that's a fun phrase. I've never heard someone say that a fish retired when they stopped fighting or something like that. But I never got the whole thing with Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, sad deal, huh? I mean, to be completely honest, like, obviously it was kind of out of my generation. Oh, another nice fish. Another nice fish, bro. Come on, get him in here. Gonna do plenty of hook sets. Plenty of and this guy's actually closer to us. Hopefully. Get him in here. Of course, he's pulling out plenty of line. Come on, you. We are waiting for the stars to align. If we lose this fish, I'm gonna switch reels from that one rod and this rod. This reel has 2.9 kgs of drag, I think, and the other one has 3.2. It's a little bit stronger. Come on, come on, give up. Give up, give up, give up, give up. I want to see what he is. That last one, we never got to see what he was. Oh, big peacock. Big peacock on. Oh, we're gonna get XP for days from this guy. XP for days. Let's go. Get in here, you. Oh, nice. 1.303 kgs, my friend. Take that all day. Take that all day. 5,956 XP. 14.9% on spin fishing. We are so close to getting that 15%. And honestly, if we released him, we would get almost double. Like, that was premium. That was premium. Total XP is 14,890. We could release him for another 5,000 XP and level up again if we wanted to. I am curious how much money this guy's worth, though. Good golly. Really good model. Oh, yeah. No, the models are just stunning in this game. I want to see how much he's worth. $5. $6. $21! That's what I'm talking about. That's why we got this stuff. That pays for that whole lure right there. Yeah, that XP bar shot up. That XP bar shot up. I'm taking that reel off. I know that the quality of this reel is probably not as good as the other one, but I don't care. The gear ratio is different too. I'm not sure how that changes much, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna try this. Butter and avocado, huh? What's up, football bro? How's it going? This is a fairly heavy fish too. Look at the tension. It's almost into those, almost into the orange area. It's another bass. Bro, we are getting into the bass in this spot. Another largemouth. Nice. Okay, so that is actually getting us above 15.1%. That will allow us to use a spoon now. Okie dokie, everybody. So, let's go ahead. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. We go to skills, we go to spin fishing, fishing with spoon, bazinga. And now we should be able to use a spoon. Nice. Well, let's throw 2 into it. So now we should be able to take this rod and put this Vaco spoon, which I have. Let's throw that on there. And now, should be able to toss this out. I'm not sure if it's going to catch us anything. So we'll let that sink down to the bottom. Need to get some spinner baits, though. Oh, spinner baits are great. So we're gonna... We got that jig step. Fish on at the end there. Can't wait for Halloween this year with the new maps. Should be interesting, huh? A little Warmouth? Yeah, a little Warmouth. Oh boy, this little jigging thing is gonna be fun. Or I guess we got spoons. We don't have jigs yet. Once we have jigs. Oh. You just lost a giant bass at the bank? Oh no. You're in the same server as me. I don't understand the whole server situation with Russian Fishing 4. No fish that time. But it is cool that we can use spoons now, and I'm sure if we go out to some of those deeper areas, we might get into some decent fish with the spoons. Maybe get into some walleye too, since the Xander seem to like spoons. So that is pretty cool, everybody. Use the reel that you get from the administration. It's really good starter. Yeah, no, I remember using that the last time, but I haven't gotten that rod and reel combo yet. But it does have a lot of drag on it, doesn't it? Anywho, everyone, this has been fun. I'm glad that so many people joined by the end of it. It is a fun game, and we caught a ton of fish by the end of it, including that big old peacock. I mean, come on. Come on! I'm gonna go sell this stuff. Just cause. I mean, it's all gonna get restarted anyway tomorrow, but whatever, let's go sell it. Are we gonna post more Fishing Planet videos? Sure. Can't not post Fishing Planet videos on a fishing game YouTube channel. You know? A fishing YouTube channel without Fishing Planet is like an ice cream shop without a... I don't know. Like cookies and cream or something like that. Chocolate, vanilla. Well, we had something on there at one point. Alrighty. Well, tell you what, everyone, this has been fun. Yeah, hit the like button if you haven't already. Do me a favor, and otherwise... we'll see you next time, huh? I'm hoping that I can get reset back down to level 9 and redo level 9 through 11. Get that recorded for real this time, and then get that on YouTube. But otherwise, catch you next Wednesday. right? Take care, everyone, and as always, remember, everyone.
We're one family.
I always do this. It always stutters, and I sometimes I have to do something else. And then I do it again.
Planet, one family, game on.